These are the 5 biggest mistakes that I made when I flipped my first property. And looking back now, honestly, I'm thinking to myself, why did I even make those mistakes? It seems so obvious now, looking at it, almost like common sense. But of course, we have to go through that and make those mistakes to realize that it is common sense. So right off the bat, the first one, overthinking. And I know it sounds so obvious, like why would you overthink about the project itself? I was primarily overthinking the design and the layout of the house. That first property I ever flipped, it wasn't anything crazy as far as the project goes. I wasn't completely tearing down the place. It needed flooring, paint, kitchen update, bathroom updates, all the basic things to basically bring this property back to life. The majority of it honestly was cosmetic work. But for it being my first property, and I had seen so many things, on Instagram and on YouTube, and of course Pinterest and all the nice design trends and layouts, the different colors and materials people were putting in their projects, I kept thinking to myself, I want to do something like this in my project. I wanted to pick the top of the top, the best colors, the best trends, all into this project. The problem that I found is that I kept forgetting in my head that this wasn't going to be my house to live in. That's the whole point of fixing and flipping a house. You buy it, you rehab it, and then sell it. Of course, it's not to say that you're not gonna do a good job and quality work. The end buyer, the person that's gonna be buying this house, has to love it as well. If not, you're never gonna sell this place. So I get that part. So the biggest lesson that I got out of this was keep it simple. Simplicity can go a long way, honestly. Keeping things simple, the colors, the overall design, and even the materials, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Now, once you start flipping luxury homes, that's a completely different beast. But for your average home, let's say less than $1 million, keep it simple, make it look nice, and do quality work. That will always go a long way. Remember this, not everyone's favorite color is green. Stick to the neutral tones, your grays, your whites, your blacks, those kind of tones. Maybe cream, beige, because now from the buyer's perspective, it's basically you're leaving like a blank canvas for them to come in and put their own personal touch into the home. Number 2, another big mistake that I made, and I just look at it and I laugh at myself, forgetting to hire my team ahead of time. So here is the mistake that I made. The day that I closed and got the keys to the new property, I didn't even have a contractor ready. Well, duh, you're supposed to have a contractor ready. I know. I was so busy on making the deal work that I completely forgot to get my contractor lined up and ready to go on the first day. And the thing is, when it comes to flipping houses, timing is everything. Your timeline, overall timeline. Yes, it's good to get different bids before you even close on the property, getting estimates, walking the property with contractors, maybe different contractors, trying to see who not only has the best prices, but offers the best quality work. But before you close on the property and get the keys to the house, you should already know who's doing the work, when they're gonna start, and for how much. And I promise you, this will not only save you time and money, but also many headaches. Number 3, hiring too many people. I wanted to hire an electrician, a plumber, a roofer, a flooring person, a window person, basically all the trades. When you think about it at first glance, you probably think, that makes sense. You want the best of the best. While yes, you're gonna get more specialized kind of work for each of those trades, the problem that I ran into is that now I had to coordinate different timelines, everybody's schedules. You're gonna come in at this time, then once you're finished, then you come in. It just became so hectic to just manage all their schedules. I realized in that moment that if I can hire just one contractor and have them have their people do all the work, now I just have to manage just one person. And it becomes so much easier that way because now I just have to meet with them, making sure that the project is gonna be completed on time. And then also it makes it easier for our daily or weekly check-ins. Less stress and a whole lot easier. Number 4, this is probably the one that I had the hardest time wrapping my head around. The profit from the flip is made when you buy the property, not when you sell. So why do you make your profit when you buy the property and not when you sell? It seems kind of obvious, right? When you buy a property and you buy it at a pretty high price compared to what the market value is, you basically already lost. After all your expenses, your holding costs, and what's gonna take to rehab the place. By that point, you're already so much money into it. By the time it comes to selling the property, you're probably breaking even or losing money. And of course, it not only comes to your analysis of the numbers and the deal, but a lot of it has to do with the market itself. And this is something that you can't control. The market can turn at any point. Interest rates go up, some pandemic event comes about and people get scared to buy. Like there's so many other factors that you can't control, but that will affect your property when you sell it. Well, once again, when you buy the property, make sure you run your numbers properly. Give yourself a lot of cushion, a lot of margin, that if any of those things were to happen, you still have some margin where you're not losing money. Maybe you're breaking even or making a little bit of a profit, which is not bad. What's bad is when you're losing money. We don't want that because so much goes into this, your time, your money, and definitely your energy. So if there's anything that you take away from this video, it's that the profit is made when you buy not when you sell. And lastly, number 5, stressing over all the little things. There's gonna be so many things when you're flipping houses that are completely out of your control. How many buyers are looking for homes, interest rates, home prices, the amount of homes for sale in the area, so many things that are completely out of your control. So what do you do in those scenarios? Well, the most obvious and most realistic thing you can do is focus on the things that you can control. You control your timeline, you control your pricing, you control the contractor. I remember when I flipped my first property, there was nights where I couldn't even sleep because I was thinking about all those other things that I can't control. All that did for me was add more stress to my plate. If you have any questions on getting started and flipping your first house, feel free to reach out to me. And no, I do not have a course to sell you or anything like that. I genuinely just want to help you out. So feel free to leave a comment below or send me a message on Instagram. And I would definitely appreciate your feedback. If you have anything that you want me to cover as far as flipping houses, buying rental properties, buying a duplex or fourplex, whatever it is, definitely leave your comments or questions below and I'd be more than happy to make a video on that.